Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're playing some Raid Shadow Legends and we're going to be covering all of the updates. So make sure to subscribe and like and all that if you're excited for the new updates which is happening right now. So let's get right into them. Let's go over to news. I think that we will firstly begin with the nerfs and everything, and then we will go over the actual new system. I've read up on the new system. I actually haven't read too much up on the champions, so let's take a quick look here, see what's up. So let's see here. So let's see. So Abyss has been changed. Arbiter has been changed. So that means that she fills people's turn meter less than before, which I didn't anticipate them nerfing her. We're not going to be looking too much at not too important champions. I think that we'll just be looking at like the godlike champions, because I'm sure there's quite a lot of champions here. So yeah. So they actually have nerfed Arbiter with her turn meter. I didn't see that coming. Whom else? Blind Seer, no. Bistofus, Cantafron. You guys can also look at all of these if you have a specific champion, but I'm just going to go over the big champions such as Madam Series, Arbiter, Rotos, and so on. Cruetraxa, okay, so now she has a higher chance of placing a weaken. Instead of, yeah, she just have a higher chance of placing weakened, which is nice. I like that. Let's see here. The surplus damage can no longer be critical, so Dracomorph has been nerfed in that sense. Fortunately, his poisons and everything has not been nerfed to my knowledge there. Direct Star, not really interesting. Now removes two random buffs from all enemies instead of one random buff. And the cooldown has been reduced, so Gorgo has gotten himself a buff, and I think he was quite good from before. So now let's see. Now removes all debuffs except for poison debuffs from one ally. Was all debuffs. Okay, so Gerptuk does that, and if your allies are under poison, then that means that they will do more damage or something. So I'm glad that was fixed. And let's see here. And was 5%, so he does actually do 2.5 poisons instead of 5% poison debuffs. Not fully sure what that means, but okay. Was it 5%? Anyway, let's see here. Coronar, so yeah, he has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter instead of 10%, so that's a big increase, especially with this attack 1. Then that just means he has a pretty substantial amount of chance to decrease people's turn meters. Norag, no, not going to look at that. Rotos, here we go to the big ones. Chance decreased. Okay, Terror Scourge. Now has a 25% chance to grant an extra turn. It was at 30%. Damage is decreased by 5%. Okay, so I'm fine with that, the 5% decrease. And I'm also fine with the attack. I'm also fine with the lower chance of getting an extra turn. 5%, it's not a lot. It's some percent, but it's not a lot. The damage of Vitality Plunder has been decreased. And now the big one, which is why everyone is using him. Effect change. Now ignores 60% of the target's defense instead of 75%. Ascended version changed. Now enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived, only if this champion has max health from the Vitality Plunder skill. Wait a minute. Ascended version, okay. Now enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived, only if this champion has max HP from the Vitality Plunder skill. So you need to do attack 2 before attack 3 now. Is that how it works? So that means that they cannot be revived if he has already done Vitality Plunder, which I suppose would make the Relentless set even more important, because then you would have to count on him getting an extra turn, because usually Fated Destruction always grants an extra turn. To be honest though, I don't think you need the block revive if there's only one enemy reviver. If there is an Arbiter, because this guy usually always gets an extra turn after Fated Destruction, at least for me with Relentless. So if he always gets a turn, that's guaranteed taking 2 people out instead of maybe not even getting 1 person out. And if you get 1 person out, the enemy reviver or Duchess or whomever would still maybe survive. So I think it's unfortunate that this has happened, but I understand it. Damage decreased by 5%, not too big. Fix a bug that incorrectly increased the damage inflicted by the skill. Okay, I didn't know about that. Let's see here. Now she fills the turn meter of all allies by 10% instead of 15%. Cooldown is increased from 5 to 6 turns. Whirlwind Romance. That's like the... Isn't that like the good one, yeah? And the passive one heals by 10% instead of 15%. Okay, so I'm so happy that it wasn't anything more than that. If they had removed... If they'd removed immunity to debuffs or like just in general speed, I would have been furious. But I think this is okay. She wasn't... I'm so glad the nerfs wasn't super big, at least for now. Torment Nicole, chance increased. What? Okay. Now it's a 20% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the enemy each time they receive a buff or have their turn meter filled was 15%. This chance applies up to twice per enemy turn. Once for buffs and once for turn meter fills in cases where an enemy receives multiple of these effects at the same time. So Torment was buffed, actually. Torment has been buffed. That means that immunity sets is more important than ever, so that you don't have to think about that. So yeah, with this, immunity sets is very important. Now places block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn, then places shield. Okay. Okay, so he does that first, I suppose. And then he does shield. So yeah, so that you don't get frozen from enemy torments if you don't have immunity set. So yeah, that's good. That just makes it very... it's good. And then also his cooldown has been decreased, and his aura is also increased, which is good. So let's read number 2. Alika, Assure, we need to look... It's kind of... I know the game does this intentionally, obviously. They keep legendaries in a bunch, and they keep epics in a bunch, but honestly, it would be kind of funny if Madam Series wasn't a legendary bunch. But sadly no. Effect duration decreased. Now places a 50% decrease attack and a 60% decrease for 2 turns. Okay, so it wasn't a large one. Like, they still have the removal of buffs, which is very important, and yeah, I like that. It doesn't make her completely useless, because you have to be it's very finicky. It really is. If you do one nerf too many, she sucks. But she's still good. She's still good. I don't mind that, especially with the mastery, which could make it again 3 turns. So I don't mind that at all. The nerfs were way lower than I anticipated, which is good, and the buffs seemed fine, to be honest. I didn't mind that. So now let's look at the new update, which I have read a little bit about already. So you can craft artifacts from materials you can collect. And the different materials as Magisteel, Soul Stones, Bloodstones, Core Hammers. You can get only Core Hammers from tournaments, and I would imagine that they are probably used for Legendary. Well, actually, no. I suppose they're very important to craft different types of artifacts. Bloodstones, you can get Bloodstones and Soul Stones from Faction Wars. And Magisteel, again, from Classic Arena. I don't think it's set up before, so it's fine. And... yeah, you can choose which set the artifact belongs to. So if you want offense artifact, or if you want a maybe relentless artifact, or whichever. They haven't really said anything. I suppose no. I may have said that wrong. I think maybe it's only the sets that I think it's only the new sets, which we will get over soon. I'm not fully sure yet, but I think most likely it's only the new sets that you can get, and not any of the old sets. But I may be wrong. But yeah, the process is simple as they say. You just select which rank, so rank 1, 2, 3, up to 6, and then which set you want, and the higher rank and the higher quality and all that stuff. The more resources you need, the more materials you need, and you will get a random artifact from the chosen set. But that's not all. I think you can... Yeah, that's not all. That's not all. A random artifact. That's as basic. But, yeah. You can craft rare, epic, and legendary artifacts. Yes. And then, yeah, charms. This is very important. There are 4 types of charms, which means that ranked charms, it can increase your chances of getting a higher rank. And then rarity charms can choose to get high rarities, as an example, legendary. Then you have types of charms, which can make you get more of, hopefully have a higher likelihood of getting, such as boots or weapon and stuff like that. And substat charms can even help you hopefully get a specific substat. Substats charm is, in my opinion, one of the more insane ones. Like the rarity and substat charm is insane, man. Those are pretty cool, man. You can choose to get speed or whichever you want, or have a higher likelihood of getting it. You do get this from advanced quests, which we will be looking at, tournaments, events, and obviously offers. Available artifact sets. There are 4 artifact sets available from the Forge. Yes, this is what I was thinking. 2 new sets that are exclusive to the Artifact Forge, meaning you can't get them anywhere else. With 2 new sets. So 4 artifact sets with 2 new sets. So let's look at them. Resilience. That's a health and defense one. That's great for any champion having their damage based on health or defense. Yeah, it's just perfect for those guys. And perception, accuracy, and speed. I actually really like this. You do not want to use this obviously for your main speed giver, but using it for a Madam series or something like that is great. Like this is, perception is an evolved set of accuracy, I would say. It's like an accuracy speed set, which is just mind-blowingly great. So it's fantastic. But yeah, now that immunity sets are so important, I suppose perception is a great set. You will also be able to craft the 2 artifact sets previously only available for Platinum Arena. So deflection, to deflect 1 debuff onto the attacker. HP and defense, that's great as well, by the way, but that's a 4 set, but it's pretty much the same, except it gives an additional thing. And then you have swift parry, which is 18% speed. Which is actually, yeah, that's, yeah, not bad. And the crit damage is cool and everything. 50% chance to, yeah, you know these sets. Advanced quests. These are brand new quests that work similarly to daily quests and will give you a regular influx of super valuable rewards. Hopefully it's not pay to win. You'll get series of challenges that you'll have 24 hours to complete. And let's just see here. Yeah, to complete focusing in areas of the game that currently daily quests don't. Like Tag Team Arena and Faction Wars. This gives also more encouragement to do these types of things, because I don't really have too much encouragement to do either of those. But this will motivate me a little bit more for it, at least. Each quest will have its own reward, but every time you complete a quest, it'll be added to my tally, where I'll get an even better reward at every big milestone, including a legendary skill tome at the end. Honestly, nothing too interesting. Legendary skill tome is cool, but maybe a sacred shard or something even more. And yeah, but yeah, I don't know, like how long does it take up to fill up the tally? I don't know. Does the genuine rewards? I don't think any. I'm just talking bullshit. Okay. And you don't have to worry about not completing a quest or missing one. You'll still gradually add to my tally whenever I complete. Okay, that's good at least, so it doesn't reset. Saito, there's a new champion here. Oh, a new legendary champions. Champions and battles fixes. Okay, so Saito. Like, what? Multiple AI fixes this now. Saito, is that a champion that already exists? What? Because it's like, oh, multiple AI fixes. The days debuff is now indicate fix a bug that caused fatal destruction, but to send a skill to deal more damage. Fix a bug caused by to spawn on top of one another, counter whatever. Okay, sure. Okay, so it's just okay, so there is a new champion called Saito, and then there's just, they didn't really elaborate a lot on Saito, but we can look at that under Undead Hordes. It's a magic champion and not a void. But yeah, there's just a bunch of things here to incorrectly fill all allies. Okay, hopefully it incorrectly filled them too little, so they can be filled more to like fix the nerf. But okay, well, let's see here. Anything else? Like killing the lucky animation to dwarves in the collection and in lots of other places. Okay, so iOS devices. Okay, so old iOS stuff is no longer supported. The enable notification completes correctly on iOS. Updated how ban reasons are shown to the recipients. Fixed an error that occurred. Okay. Fixed. Okay. Let's see here. Fix the display. Whatever. Storage will now disappear after. Okay. Is there really nothing? Added sounds. Add a new animation summoning champions from fragments. Fixed how gifts are displayed. No, okay, so there's just a bunch of stuff. But yeah, let's try and summon a champion just to see what happens. Kind of curious. Is there anything new, or maybe there's something new from? Okay, so this then does. Okay, let's look at Undead Hordes for a moment here. Then let's see who Saito is. Okay, Saito looks kind of cool. Looks like a I don't know, like a Bruce Lee veteran. I don't know. Like, does this look like any actor? I don't. Maybe. Let me know if this looks like any actor. His swords are cool though. Looks like a cool assassin from like a movie or something. So let's see here. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Has a 50% chance. Okay, so essentially a 60% chance with skill. I'll just read the skills level up thing. Has for 2 turns after the first hit. Places an extra hit if they decrease defense. Okay, so he essentially has a 60% chance to decrease defense. And then we have here. Attacks one enemy before attacking. Gives himself increased crit damage and attack. If this target's champion is higher than, if this champion's defense is higher than the target's defense, decreases the cooldown of this skill by 1 turn if the target has more than 50% health after the attack. Okay, well that's okay. Okay, and a 30% crit if for 2 turns if this champion's defense is higher. Okay, so it does the increased crit damage if his defense is higher. And yeah, if the target has more whatever after, okay. And then it could technically be on a 2-turn cooldown. Then we have this one. Attacks one enemy, then attacks all enemies except for the initial target if there are 3 more enemies alive. Inflicts 20% more damage on the first hit if the target has higher max health than this champion with a 4-turn cooldown. Will ignore 7.5% of enemy defense each time this champion attacks the same target in consecutive attacks or turns. Stacks up to 30%. The sack will be lost and reset if this champion targets and attacks a different enemy. Okay, and then attack in dungeons by 30%. I suppose, I don't know. He seems fine, but he doesn't seem like super duper special. But I really like the character model. I don't think we have anything similar than that now. So it's just not a reskin of someone else, unless I'm terribly wrong. So yeah, let's look at the advanced quests. So here we are. So there's 250 advanced quests to reach the legendary skill tome, and you get 9 new quests, or 8 new quests, unless that counts as a quest. You get X amount of new quests every day, I would imagine, so that's 9. So let's say 10 days for 90, 180, so almost a month to get a legendary skill tome, and that's kind of bad, to be honest. Rank 5 chicken is okay though, but yeah, it's fine. Use 2 clan boss keys, I like that. Use 12 crypt key, okay, that's good. Win 3 artifacts from clearing the dungeons, that's fine. Okay, I like that. Deal 8 million damage to the Demon Lord. I would imagine it doesn't matter which difficulty that is, otherwise it would be broken. Beat 1 faction war stage with at least 1 rare champion. Okay, that's kind of a waste though if you're doing only max things and you need all your champions to do that. So that's kind of stupid, to be honest, with a team from a single affinity. Fight with a team from a single affinity. Those are kind of stupid. It's cool challenges, but if you have to do these every single day, it's kind of stupid. Make 4 accessory upgrade attempts. I like that. It's fine. For craft 1 epic or legendary artifact. If you also have to do this every single day, unless then you, like, there's always new quests. But if you have to craft 1 epic or legendary, let's hope that it's not difficult, because if it requires you to do that every single day for freaking 5 gems, I don't know if that's worth it, man. Let's click on the forge and take a look. I'll probably use this as a screenshot because it's looking cool, man. So yeah, here we can actually choose 4 to 5 star, and yeah, and you get these legendary soul stones from faction wars. I already have some for some reason, so I don't know why I do have that. I think the most effective one for me is actually just to do a 5th parry set if I were to do anything. Like, the resilience is cool and all. The accuracy and speed is very cool, but it's not really necessary for me right now, because I am an immunity build. I'm an immunity boyo. So let's try and do this, see what happens. And yeah, you can get this from Faction Wars. That's good to know. So let's craft and see what happens. I have no idea. Oh, wait, what? Oh, and do I have any charms? I do not have any charms. And I can get charms from tournaments, obviously. Yeah, rank charm. So these charms can be gotten from events and advancements. No, wait, what? What was that called again? Advanced quests. Okay, so there's different types of things. And you also have 50% chance of getting a health substat. So what I would require is this, if I wanted to get a crit rate charm. And what did the advanced quests do again? But anyway, type charm and then substat charm. So I can actually do that from clearing, win 3 artifacts from clearing dungeons. I can do such a thing. And, but yeah, this is something I can do for myself. Let's just craft this for a moment. Actually, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to craft it. Because I really would like to just, you know, keep it to where I don't want to waste anything. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, you should definitely leave a like, and you should also definitely subscribe, and I will talk to you guys definitely in my next video. Bye bye.